Tarr is the newest drama music film to now hit theaters and is probably going to get a lot of different Oscar nominations, but is it worth all that hype or is it just not that great? Find out next in my review. Set in the international world of Western classical music, the film centers on Lydia Tár, widely considered one of the greatest living composer-conductors and first ever female music director of a major German orchestra. The film stars Cate Blanchett, Noémie Merlant, Nina Haas, Sophie Kauer, and was directed by Todd Field. Going into Tarr, really I only saw a teaser trailer for this film. I'm not sure if an actual full-length trailer was actually made for this film. If it was, I never saw it. And just going into this film, I was pretty much just knowing that it had something to do with music and orchestra. I wasn't really sure the actual full story to this film. But I have to say with this film, I really feel that Lydia Tár's character, she is a complete jerk here. She treats people really badly, and the film really reflects on her career and how she really treats a lot of people bad and lies and does things that she shouldn't be doing. Her head movements in this film, she does a really good job with when she's in this orchestra and while she's conducting this orchestra, her head movements and how her different feelings are and her different expression as she's trying to conduct this orchestra. Her acting is on par, and I can see her really getting an Oscar nomination for that. So I can say that she probably would be really deserving of that because I do think that she does put on a pretty good performance here. However, I really did have trouble with really getting involved in the characters here, mainly because of the dialogue. There's a lot of references to musical composers, and those names really didn't mean anything to me. There's a lot of musical kind of jokes, and we don't get a lot of musical kind of context to really back up this dialogue. And I felt that the film felt really pretentious and it could be kind of dull at times, and also had some wooden dialogue with it. So it made it a struggle to really get into the movie. And I also felt that it had a really weird start to it. So the film starts off with just a black screen, and we have a bunch of credits, and a woman is talking while this black screen is up. And then it goes into an actual interview, and the film is like this for about the first 25 minutes of the film, which is such an odd way to start this film. I felt that the characters, when they are really having something really significant to actually happen in this film, the characters are very one note, they're very straight line. There's no emotion to anything that is really happening. When something really significant is happening, there should be some spark of emotion, but we don't get that. The film also doesn't have a very good soundtrack. For a musical kind of film, I really thought that this film would have some killer music. There's some really cool cello kind of parts in this film, but that really is all we get. We don't get a lot of actual musical moments. I thought that that would be really the main focus of the film, and I also felt that it was a mistake that the film was trying to be smarter than it was trying to be, because this film should be informing us about Lydia Tár's life, and I just felt like the film was trying to be a lot smarter than it should be. So I can see cinephiles really liking this kind of film, but I'm not so sure about the general audience with this film, because it just is one of those films that I feel like it's just trying too hard. The film is way too long. It clocks in at 2 hours and 38 minutes, and I had a really hard time actually paying attention to this film, because I really had to stop about halfway through, and I had to go back to it because it was just one of those films that it was just putting me to sleep, to be honest. We also get a lot of dialogue in here that is German and French, and we get no subtitles to actually back that up. I'm not sure why that is a trend I'm noticing in actual English films these days. Why would you put that kind of dialogue in there and not give any subtitles? And then we can't know what actually is being said at that time, so it really remains insignificant. And then add on the fact that this film has a really bad ending. The structure of this film is just very melodramatic, and I just didn't really enjoy this film, and I can't recommend this film. I'm going to give a score of this film a 2 out of 5. I wouldn't say it's the worst film that I've seen this year. I really wanted to like this film, but I just felt by the time this film ended, I felt like it just didn't do its job actually informing me as to what Lydia Tár's life was like. I felt like I didn't know as much as I should have, and that's the fault of the film for not informing the audience as to Lydia Tár's life, and I just feel like I'm just not really interested in learning any more about her after watching this film. But those are my thoughts on this film. Thank you guys for watching my review, and I'll see you guys on my next one.